Live.
Brought to you by The Nook, Danville's new state-of-the-art live music lounge, martini bar, and arcade, featuring up-and-coming artists along with growing national acts and comedians, too. Located on the Danville Bypass, next to H&R Block on Finn Hill Drive. The Nook.
Clear skies tonight, low 56. Tomorrow, sunny, high 84. Mostly clear tomorrow night, low 60. Sunny on Saturday, high 85. Clear Saturday night, low 61. Sunny Sunday, high 86. Monday, sunny. It's 81 degrees.
It's time for the Rebel Roundup on Z105 WRNZ FM. Live from the Old Bridge Grill at Old Bridge Golf Course, the Rebel Roundup is a weekly football show about Boyle County football with the coaching staff of the Rebels. Now, here's your host of Rebel Roundup, Steve Bertram.
And a pleasant good evening and welcome to Rebel Roundup. This is Steve Bertram, and I'm joined tonight by head coach Justin Haddix, and we'll get to him here in just a moment. I want to tell you about some of the specials that they have here at Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. Their favorites are an Old Bridge burger, a half pound of juicy Angus beef burger. You can add cheese, bacon to it, whatever. Great burger. Par 3 burger, same as the Old Bridge burger, just a little bit smaller. Grilled ribeye sandwiches. Grilled chicken breast topped with Swiss cheese, grilled onions, and smoky bacon. How about that? A cod fillet, chicken salad, chicken tenders. It's all right here at Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. For appetizers, French fries, tater tots, onion rings, battered mushrooms, pretzels and beer cheese, pepper jack shots, hot wings, banana pepper rings, mozzarella sticks, and mini corn dogs. Call ahead for carryout, 859-236-1237. Again, call ahead for carryout here at Old Bridge, 859-236-1237. Or you can come in, sit down and eat, or eat out on the porch here. It's a pleasant evening to do that. Boyle County now 4-0 on the year after defeating Henderson County last week, 31-17. Other area scores, Mercer County 17, Danville 14. That was on a last-second field goal. Western Hills 20, Garrett County 14. Bell County over Lincoln County 40-30. Anderson County 54, Breckenridge 30. And Casey County outscored Russell County 40-35. Tomorrow night, Boyle County is in Warren County as they take on Bowling Green. Kickoff, and remember this, if you're going to the game or you're planning on listening to it, kickoff is at 8 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow night right here on Z105. And Coach Haddix, different kind of game last week than we'd seen before, but this, I thought, was the best team you'd played.
Yeah, I think so. Talking with them and just seeing them, obviously we couldn't have got off to a worse start. You're going from playing Danville when we score on the first offensive play to, I don't know if we had a first down until about 4 or 5 minutes in the first quarter. So a couple drives. Granted, a lot of that was due to a really good defense we felt like Henderson County had. Some of it was our execution as far as what we're doing, but you can't get started. We can't do that anymore. We can't start a 3-and-out. Then we get a punt return for a touchdown and give them the momentum right off the bat. One thing I was proud of, when all that happened, we just kept playing. Did what we were supposed to do. Really, our defense played great. If you look at realistically, our defense gave up 3 points. Other than that, we gave them a short field on the one. They scored a touchdown. We gave them a special teams touchdown. Really, it was 2 special teams touchdowns because we had the punt, whatever that happened. And, we wasn't – so gave them a really short field. So defense really only gave up 3 points, played great, and offensively we got rolling when we needed.
The they returned, or they had something like, 20 seniors, and I thought Sadiq Clements, the big 6'3", 270-pound lineman that's headed to Purdue, felt like he wanted to show Tommy Ziesmer who he was. And granted, they didn't go up against each other, but the fact that Ziesmer went down there last year in front of Sadiq's people and showed exactly what he had.
It goes back to the same thing, and you try to tell them, and you try to tell them they had 19 out of 22 starters returning. We knew that was going to be a good football team. When we left the game last year, we said we're going to have a battle next year because they return everybody and what they're coming. Their coaches had a great scheme, what they wanted to do. They're coached really well. I felt like they played hard. They were disciplined. They did a lot of great things, and you can tell them. It's like one of those, we're trying to tell our team, hey, get ready, but you're talking, they ran the clock on them last year. So it's hard to kind of convince that kid that it's this, and it's one of those I told you so moments at halftime when you're not ready to go. And I rarely talk about the other team a whole lot to our kids just because I worry about how we play. If we play, we can't control how the other team plays, but we can control how we play with great attitude, great effort, and execution on our part. If we control all those things and how we play, it really doesn't matter what they do. We're take care of us.
The punt return, I thought kind of shook your guys up a little bit that they returned for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was something. They made a play early. They made the first play. They took the first shot at us and tried to hit a knockout shot right there, but we took the punch and we just kept playing.
You talked about your defense. Tommy Ziesmer, Cole Sims, Jace Crow, and Dalton Stone seemed to step their game up quite a bit, I thought.
Yeah, those guys all Tommy played with a little different. That was one of the better games. Didn't do everything perfect, but he played a really dominant game, and that's what we need out of him. Obviously, Cole and Dalton and Jace Crow, when you look at that roster and you're looking at all this, and I'm sure when they see number 44 and it says 5'8", 165 or 175, whatever it says on his height and weight, they say, hey, we're going to run there. But when you get that boy, they may think that starting out, but it doesn't end up happening because he is a ball player. I just had Coach Hester's oldest son, Zach. He came to practice today. Coach Hester's two sons, Zach and Jake, both came to practice. And the first thing Zach said, and I hadn't met him in person, I just seen him on FaceTime because he's in the Navy and flying planes and doing this. And he said, Coach, I watch you every Friday. He said, I'm on my phone. Whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to watch. So that was cool, first thing. And the next thing out of his mouth was, said, I love watching Jace Crow play football. And I said, me too. This is something. But that was just a cool story to have, both brothers there. I think one was a two-time state champion in 9 and 10, and then, Jake won it in 17 and 20. So that was cool to see them at practice. And then to hear that comment of guys that Jace don't look like much. He's there. He comes out. He worked out here at Old Bridge all summer, weed eating and doing this. Just a tough, hard-nosed football player, and what you win with.
And that's what you want out there.
Yeah. You want it. We're playing high school football. This isn't the SEC. This isn't college. You got to be. There's a requirement. You're 6 foot tall. This. We want football players and guys to play the game the right way, and Jace Crow's that.
And what a night the hookup between Sage Dawson and Tavy Quisenberry was. 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah, when you look at, Sage got in a rhythm. I felt like from the third quarter on, third quarter on, he was a different kid than what he was, and he's been this week. It's going to click, and it takes some hits and, getting in a rhythm with them and understanding, hey, this is this, throwing on time. Yeah, I talk about it all the time. Anybody, if nobody's around you, you can sit back there. A lot of people can sit back there and pick people apart if nobody's around them. Show me the real guy that can sit in there and take a hit and put the ball where it needs to be. And if you saw, I think on three out of the 4, maybe, he was on his back after he, as Tavy's in the end zone, Sage is laying on his back. Those are the I've been lucky enough to be able to do that a couple times. Those are the ones you remember the most, and they're the most enjoyable. Just like, hey, I took a shot for my team, but we scored a touchdown. And those are things that you want to see his growth and that go. Now, do I want him hit every time? No, I don't want him hit. But it talks about the kind of young man he is if you'll sit there and take a hit and throw a touchdown.
You were up 14-6 at the half. You came back after being down 6-0. Did you feel pretty good about your chances going in at halftime?
I felt like our defense was playing really well. And when your defense, I talk about it all the time, your defense has to be the constant. Your defense has to be the constant. They've always, they got to be playing and holding them, and I felt like our defense was giving them a tough time. They wasn't really moving the ball, and I felt like offensively we would get clicking, and it was eventually going to click for us, and it did. It got tied up at 17-17, and they brought a great crowd coming 4 hours away or whatever it was. They brought a great crowd, and their crowd was into it. Their players was into it right at the start of the fourth, 17-17, and they had the momentum, and our guys just kept plugging away. That's what I was most proud of.
So you got a field goal from Cole Andrews in the third quarter, made it a 2-possession game, and you had to feel real good about it then.
Not until that final horn blows. I feel real good. I've been in some games, and I said, until that final horn goes, I'm still a nervous wreck. Or not a nervous wreck, but excited, just thinking every play matters. You got to make sure we got to finish the game out and do what we're supposed to do.
They come back, they get a field goal, then they fake punt or whatever it was that failed.
Poor execution.
They took the ball over, take it down, score. 17-all headed into the fourth quarter. You had to be really tickled with your offense in the fourth quarter. I thought you dominated both sides of the ball in that fourth period of play.
That's what we talk about when we're running in our conditioning, and we feel like our guys were still going. We got in a rhythm, on offense, and just got rolling. And that's what you want to see. When you hit adversity, life is full of adversity, but, and we're playing a football game. When things aren't going your way, are you going to lay down and feel sorry for yourself, or are you going to say, hey, I just got to go play? And we talked about that all week in practice, saying nobody's going to feel sorry for the Rebels that we're out there. There's a lot more that are hoping we lose than they hope we win. So, but we play for each other. We play for our people that support us, and we just get out there and play football.
4 games into the season, what kind of grade would you give your ball club right now?
I don't know. That's a tough question. 4-0, it's hard to say a whole lot in what you're doing and how it could be any better. I like where we're at. I'm not going to necessarily give a grade. I like where we're at. I think we've still got a very high ceiling of what we can reach that point, and hopefully it's winning the 15th game. But I like where we're at. We still got to continue to get better each week, and I think we're going to be playing great football come district time, playoff time.
Were you surprised that you didn't get more out of your rushing game than you did?
Well, we knew watching film, we knew they were really good up front, and it was something, we never could get it going as far as that, and then we were making plays in the air, so that kind of goes back to it. Obviously, you'd love to be able to run the ball, throw when you have to. Run the ball, hey, we're going to take a shot here. We're going to do this. Because to win the big games, you got to be able to run the ball. And we have to be able to run it better than we did last week. But we threw 4 touchdown passes. We threw for, I think, 160-something yards or something and ran. We had 300 yards of total offense, I think. But,
right.
I was impressed that, hey, they take this away, we're going to make them pay with this. And that's what you want to be. I talk all the time of saying, hey, we got to be able to run it. We're going to be able to throw it down the field. And then we've got our screens. So then you look at all the different things. So you got to cover it 100 yards long, 53 1/3 wide. That's hard to cover when you're covering all that. When you think you got your screen game going and they're running sideways, you've got them running deep, and then you're hitting them up the middle. What are they going to take away? And, they were taking away the runs in the middle. They wanted to shut that down. We had to get our screens and our downfield passing game. And it's hard to shut down all 3.
It's a 4-quarter game, right?
That's right. Yep.
We're going to take a break right now. We're talking with Justin Haddix, the head coach of the Boyle County Rebels. We'll be back with more on the Old Bridge Rebel Roundup in 3 minutes on the Hometown Radio Network.
1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with big deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Hey everybody, this is Eddie Montgomery from Montgomery Gentry, and I want to invite all my friends and neighbors to come join the fun at Old Bridge Golf Club. From the best hamburgers you can eat to a golf course that's fun and hard to beat, we got it going on at Old Bridge.
And Eddie, I'll start my music career. Everybody can hear me sing just like John Daly out at Old Bridge.
Oh, no, Mike. No. Come on out and join us for golf, food, fellowship, and fun at Old Bridge, and I'll keep Mike from singing. Please, hurry.
When I count my blessings, I think of my beautiful Smoky Mountains, the place that connects us. And I think of Dollywood, where nature's beauty, fun, music, and laughter bring us together.
Soar on world-class rides, taste award-winning recipes, and play in the great outdoors. Splash and play all summer with a 2-park Super Pass. Details at Dollywood.com.
Dollywood, love every moment.
Suttles Tree Care, located in Harrodsburg, specializes in tree removal, tree trimming, shaping, stump removal, anything you need for your trees. Suttles Tree Care can be there for you. Suttles Tree Care does residential and commercial lots too. When unexpected storms happen, Suttles Tree Care will be there to help. Suttles Tree Care is over 30 years experience, licensed, bonded, and insured. Contact Suttles Tree Care right now to schedule your free estimate at 325-3727 or 612-2445. No tree is too big or small for Suttles Tree Care.
They done did it again. Gave a great deal and made a new friend. Where's this, you say? Withers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lawrenceburg is the way. With first-class service and a spin of the wheel. For some extra gifts after your new car deal, check out the inventory at ChryslerofLawrenceburg.com and head on down to US 127 to the new Withers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lawrenceburg. Today is your deal of the day, and Withers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lawrenceburg is the way.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
Take your solid waste and recycling to one of the convenience centers operated by Boyle County with no fee for Boyle residents. In Danville on Ghost Pike, in Junction City on Alum Springs Road, in Perryville on Harrodsburg Road, in Mitchellsburg on Mitchellsburg Road, and in Forkland on Forkland Road. For days and times open, go online to BoyleKY.com.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
And now back to the Rebel Roundup on Z105 WRNZ FM.
Steve Bertram back with you along with Boyle County head coach Justin Haddix. We're at Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. Call ahead for carryout. 859-236-1237. They got a lot of stuff to choose from. Salads, wraps, quesadillas, whether you want chicken breast or steak, grilled chicken wraps, chicken bacon ranch wrap. They got hot dogs, grilled cheese, shrimp and fish basket, and they got pizza too. You can choose between cheese, pepperoni, or sausage. And again, don't forget all their sides. Call ahead for the carryout, 859-236-1237 here at Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. Coach, you've had success this year on fourth down plays. Do you try to build into your guys that fourth down is basically the same as first, second, or third down?
Yeah, I'm not a big, some people do all this, and we switch and rotate some of first down. Every play is a play. Yeah, I don't think you put a every play, sometimes like, well, first down you want to gain 5 or 6. That's all. I want to gain 5 or 6 or more every play. I don't want to necessarily. I'm not a big person that says, well, these are plays on third down, these are plays on this. Hey, we're making a play, and obviously we can kind of situate. The play call will dictate what it is, but I want our kids, hey, we're just playing football. Every play matters. Everything matters because, what are you saying about first and second and third down if you just worry about fourth down?
Right.
In my opinion. Now, a lot of people, there's all kinds of different ways to do it. That's the way that we do it. And I guess I learned in college, I had an offensive coordinator, and I love him. He's working in the NFL now, but he would only run a certain play if we were on the 27-yard line, left middle, and it was third, whatever. I'm like, I like this play all over the field. Why don't we run it? Why don't we run this play all over the field? Why does it have to be just the 27 at this? This is a great play. And that kind of just in my mind, you talk about what makes you kind of who you are, your experiences do, and that was one of my experiences as a player, and you kind of stored that back. Well, when I'm a play caller or I'm a coach, I'm going to say every play's a touchdown play, every play's this play, and there's obviously certain spots on the field where you maybe, in high school, I think you really work boundary versus field more in your calling plays. There are certain plays you want to run into the boundary, which is the short side, and certain plays you want to run to the field. And that's really the only difference that I do in play calling. There's not, and it's 4th and an inch. I'm not throwing verticals, all vert and going there. You got to be able to, can't get a yard or half a yard, you don't deserve to win the game. You got to win the game and do that. So
at the start of the second half, of course, Henderson County had the ball first, and they went for it on 4th down, and you stop them. What kind of reaction did the kids make?
It's momentum. They had all the momentum. They had some momentum, and there, we come out and just play football. High school sports is a lot, not just football. High school sports is a lot of, hey, getting it going and who's going to stop it? Who's going to do this? Who can fix this? And when things are going bad, you check your fundamentals. I remember, that was one of the first times I'd heard it with Jeff Hester, and I know I mentioned his name a lot tonight, but, Jeff Hester is check your fundamentals. And that's just, quit worrying about all the other stuff. Do your job, what you got to do. You can't worry about focus in between the white lines and play football.
The Henderson County, it's the first time I've ever seen 3 crowd control penalties. The first one was a warning, second one was 5-yard penalty, and the third one, which I thought really hurt them and helped you, was a 15-yarder.
Now, I was always under the experience if you got 2 or you hit or did that, like that was on the head coach and you were thrown out. And I remember many times they said, you get another one, you're out of here. And, it was kind of a thing, not that I've been lucky not had a whole lot, but just on the sidelines, the way different people are in different associations, that's something. They've got a association. You wish they were all the same, but you have, in our Central Kentucky, one of the main emphasis was coaches back, and the referees, if you notice, we're back behind the play or whatever it is, and you got to stay back behind the white, and the officials actually running in that area now. Maybe in and I don't know, but in Western Kentucky, sometimes it just depends. They can get out on the field a little more, and they ran into an official, and that's why they got the penalty.
Right, and that's called a sideline warning.
Yes.
Your guys had a little trouble staying on sides. And you talk about discipline, but there are other things that go on.
Yeah, that's something that kind of aggravates you in what you're doing. And our guys on defense do it. They do this, and it's kind of, in practice when we're going. But when you have motions, a lot of times that defense is saying go, or they're saying something simulating a snap count, and you can jump. And but if they don't, that's a penalty. But if they don't call it, unless it's called, it's not a penalty.
Right.
And so we felt like our guys are saying that was happening some. Obviously, we've got to listen to our quarterback and listen to his call and what we're doing. But it was definitely something that we didn't enjoy. It didn't help us. But it's also something we've learned from and we've gotten better at and put a focus on this week.
You put a little more emphasis, I thought, on the bubble screen too, and if that thing gets right,
Well, you have that when you got a kid like Tavy and you got some other kids that we have. A lot of times we talk about splitting everybody talks about stretching the field, and they all think like going deep. Well, you stretch that field 53 1/3, and they got to cover all that side to side. Makes you dangerous. And when we can throw that little quick ball out there, all it is a fancy sweep. That's what I call it. That's a run play, in my opinion. It's not really a pass. You're putting it out there and creating a one-on-one situation and going to make something happen. And then off that, there's a few little, hey, you can fake it to him and go deep, which we had that one and we missed it. Didn't execute the play. But it sets up a lot of different things for you.
Were you pleased overall with, in particular, the attitude of your club staying within themselves?
Yes,
and not trying to, you did this, I'm going to show you what I can do.
Yeah, that's something you get to, and a lot of times you get punched in the mouth, you start trying to just do all this other. And we check your fundamentals, just do your job, do what you're coached to do, and because, as a team, you got to come together in those moments instead of splitting apart and everybody doing their own thing. And that's what I was most proud of. Things didn't go good. I remember, we're going the fourth quarter, and I look over, and Dalton Stone, who I consider our leader, he's got him in a huddle by himself, and he's talking to him about this. After the game, I gave my talk. I mean, we said our prayer. I gave my talk, and we got there, and Dalton got in the middle again. I stepped back and took a picture of my phone just to see. That was one of my favorite things that happened that night was, coach-led teams can be good, but player-led teams can be great, and those guys all respect Dalton. Dalton all week didn't say a whole lot. I said, Dalton, what's going on? He said, well, Coach, I was getting jumped on film too. I got to get better. We all got to get better. And he said, I'm leading by example at this point. There ain't a whole lot of talking now. And that just shows you the maturity of your players that you have, and that's what we preach and try to get to. And we want them to get to that point because it's their team. I'm not going to make one touchdown pass or one anything. Coach Burns ain't tackling nobody. And they're out there making the plays. They've got to be – they're the ones playing the game. It's what they know and what they do.
You moved to the four-man front. That seemed to turn Tommy loose.
Yeah, when and we can move Tommy around where he's playing on the edge some in a three-man, and then we get to four-man. He's matching up on an interior player, and it's all matchups. We're solid here, and then we're going to put our best on your worst, and usually that helps us. What they're doing, and that's kind of the thinking behind that.
Boyle County looking to go 5-0 Friday night when they take on Bowling Green. Bowling Green's a town I guess you're kind of fond of.
Yeah, I'm excited to get there and play. I did my student teaching at Bowling Green High School when Coach Kevin Wallace was there, and was with his son Ryan Wallace, Ryan Wallace was a senior, and now he's coaching at Purdue. He's a tight ends coach, I think, at University of Purdue. Purdue University. So that's kind of a cool little thing to get there. Now they've updated a lot of it since I've left, but we're looking forward to getting down there and playing.
All right, we're going to be back with more on Rebel Roundup with Coach Justin Haddix when we come back in 3 minutes on the Hometown Radio Network.
Love gets better with B&L Jewelers.
Good service is just as important as quality. And at B&L Jewelers, you get both competitive prices and exceptional service for every customer. Find the perfect bridal and engagement rings. Or better yet, B&L Jewelers will help you custom design your rings so that you can create something unique to express your love. We carry fine jewelry and watches, including Citizens and Bulova. Or we can special order whatever you need. We also buy gold and silver. And we offer 6-month layaway with no fees. We do all our jewelry repairs in-house. So stop in today for a free jewelry cleaning and diamond inspection on the corner of Houstonville Road and Highway 150 in the Danville Manor Shopping Center. Online at bnljewelers.com. Find us on Facebook.
Love gets better with B&L Jewelers.
Do you know what's below? If you're planning a digging project, you need to know what's below. To find out, visit Kentucky811.org at least 2 days before you dig. This free service will mark the underground utility lines, and you will know what's below. To prevent costly damages and for your safety, know what's below. Visit Kentucky811.org.
Kentucky has one of the most expansive state park systems in the nation. For decades, the parks have been bringing people together for family reunions, fishing, hiking, and a wealth of other activities. What's your favorite memory of a Kentucky state park? Unfortunately, it takes more than governmental support to keep the parks vibrant. The Kentucky State Parks Foundation raises money to create educational programs for elementary school kids to connect them with nature, handicapable hiking trails, and the preservation of historical artifacts. Make a tax-deductible donation online at KentuckyStateParksFoundation.org.
The Hometown Radio Network sports broadcast schedule brought to you by Monticello Bank. High school football Friday night. Danville host Atherton. Homecoming for the Admirals. It's a 7:30 kickoff on 103.9 FM WHIR. Host Anderson County. 7:30 kickoff on hometownlive.net and delayed on Z105. Mercer County is at Southwestern. 7:30 kickoff on 99.5 FM WHBN. Boyle County travels down to Bowling Green. That's an 8 o'clock Eastern kickoff. 8 o'clock kickoff on Z105. And all games at hometownlive.net.
Hey folks, this is Duke Owens, General Manager here at Cartown Kia. We have new Kias arriving daily, and I have over 20 lenders that want to approve you. So come see us here at Cartown Kia or look us up online at cartownkiausa.com.
Lexington Road, Nicholasville.
The Danville Mailing Center makes shipping easy. UPS, FedEx, DHL, U.S. Postal Service. Let them find the fastest or most economical way. They'll even pack it up. It's a no-hassle way to ship. The Danville Mailing Center on Jane Trail across from McDonald's. Ask for your $3 discount.
And now back to the Rebel Roundup on Z105 WRNZ FM.
And you're listening to Z105 WRNZ FM, Lancaster, Danville. We're at Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. Call ahead for carry out at 859-236-1237. The Old Bridge Burger's a half pound. Juicy Angus beef burger. Put cheese, whatever you want on it. They've got all the stuff. Par 3 burger. It's the same as the Old Bridge burger, just a little smaller. Grilled ribeye sandwiches, grilled chicken breast sandwiches, fish sandwiches, cod fillets, chicken salad, chicken tenders. They've got it all. And, of course, you want something to go with those burgers like French fries, tater tots, onion rings, battered mushrooms, pretzels, and beer cheese. I think one of the top things they have here is pepper jack shots, plus hot wings, banana pepper rings, mozzarella sticks, and mini corn dogs. Again, call ahead for carry out at Old Bridge, 859-236-1237, or you can come and eat in. Take your food out on the porch. It's a pleasant evening, makes for a nice night here at Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. Justin, you've got, it's hard to believe, coming up on game number 5 already, but it's a lot faster for me than it is you, I promise you that. What's practice been like this week?
Practice has been good. It's something we had some things to work on. That's why you play these teams that we're playing, the Henderson counties, and we got a team playing Bowling Green, and then you got North Hardin the next week. We're going to see what we need to work on before we get into district play. Very well coached teams. They're gonna see your weakness and try to attack it. So stuff we get to learn from, which is good. A lot of teams. This is for us. We hopeful it's the third of the season almost gone, and it flies by how quick it is. And some of these guys, for some teams, half their season's over that they're going to be done. So they're excited. They know what's got to be done and how it takes what it takes. To play at Bowl, it takes what it takes. How we're going to practice, how we're going to be, it's demanding, and they're ready. They're there every day, ready to go.
Do you have any issues in getting them fired up for a game?
No, not really. Not really. Every kid is different. Every team's different, and this team, they seem to be right there with it and understanding what's at stake. And I think we're learning who we are, as the season goes on, who's the leader, how to get ready, how to do this, how to, how to practice each week. We're getting on our when you start off, usually early in the season, we script so many plays, and we may script 25 plays for our team period. Well, early on in the season, we're stuck on a limit of what we want to get done. Hey, we've only got 25 plays. We got 25 minutes. We want to get our team. Well, sometimes you don't get all the plays in, and you're getting so that makes them have to stay later. So we're getting there now where, hey, we've got this period, we got this many plays. We're getting through it, and we're practicing with a pace to like a normal game, and what we're getting in the game shape and going.
Yeah, I made the comment on your on the game on my broadcast Friday night. You couldn't be too happy with the way you'd scripted last week, the way things were going.
No. The first 10 plays did not look very good, and sometimes you come back to that, and I think that's something that you got to give our kids credit is they adjust and able to. We can change, and I think that's the beauty of our offense and defense, the way it's called, that we have this base thing, and then we can make tags off of it to adjust, and easy adjustments for the kids. For example, 2 of the 4 touchdown passes, I don't know if we'd practiced that exact play, what had happened, but it was able to put, hey, this is a piece here, this is this, and boom, we're able to adjust and go and score 2 touchdowns off of it.
Davey Quisenberry is an incredible athlete. He made some kind of move out there that looked like it was going to be stopped well short of a first down, and somehow he wriggles between 3 or 4 players there and picks up another 5 or 6. Mm-hmm. You can't teach that.
No, that's something that he's got a knack when he gets the ball in his hands, he wants to score, and that's exactly what you want. He's not looking to get a first down. If it's 4th and 5, he's wanting to score a touchdown. So, he's wanting to get it wherever it is, and he wants to. When he gets the ball in his hands, he's going to go make something happen.
Your whole team's that way.
I said, look at Will Alexander. Will Alexander got in there. He subs in for us at receiver. He caught a 5-yard ball, made a couple people miss, and had a big play. Off that for a first down, which is what you want to do when you get those playmakers playing.
Keenan Stewart got open a couple of times. Your receivers, I think Sage does a great job in finding maybe sometimes the 2nd or 3rd receiver. If you've got to run through plays or players that you're looking at, you don't have a lot of time back there to go 1, 2, 3 and see if somebody's open or what.
Well, that's kind of what we set up and do things, and that just talks about Sage's ability of, people may have had some questions. Can he play this? Can he do this? Is he going to be able to throw? He makes a lot of the throws and the reads just like he does. And then you look at him, you put in his run game part of it, and you talk about a big play. We drop back and run quarterback draw. He's make 2 or 3 guys miss. He's going, cutting it back inside instead of running out of bounds. He's a football player. He's not, he just likes to play football, and he's kind of that guy. Getting that about him, he enjoys that part. So that makes it fun to coach a kid like that.
And it's good to have somebody back there who's looked at as, quote, the leader on offense.
Yep. Yeah, and he's one of those guys. He may not have a whole bunch of speeches, but when we're in practice and when I've been down and start picking up grass, or I walk off, or I throw my hat during practice, he's one, hey, guys, let's pick it up. It's time to go. And I'm not the person, and that's kind of part of it. I don't want to be the guy that's saying, get it together, get it together. It's their team. I want them to do it. And that's kind of the cue of he's figuring that cue out. I haven't had to tell him. He's figuring that out of, hey, I better stop this before it gets worse. And if we just don't want to do nothing but run, we better figure this out. And that's what you want your kids to do.
Again, practice. Who are your leaders in practice?
I think Dalton Stone. I think Cooper Brummett's a kid who's playing 2 ways for us right now, and Cooper has to bring it. And practicing at Boyle is different than practicing other places. Other places I've been, if you're a starter on defense, you're not on the scout, or you're a starter on offense and you don't start defense, well, then you're just back there standing kind of watching and waiting to rotate in. No, you're playing scout team O. You're giving us the best look that we can get. So we try to make good on good as much as we can. And it makes a difference for our kids as far as getting in game shape, going good on good, where you got a Gorley going against a Tommy all the time. You've got, and some guys who are really stepping up for us on scout team. You have, John Turpin's a kid that's a senior, plays on, extra point, done this.
3 tackles for loss, I think.
He goes in on defense. He goes in on offense. He's playing scout team both and really making us better. And he's right there kind of hey, you had somebody go down. Hey, we're here to go. But he's working every day. Another guy who stood out to me today, and I pulled him to the side, Josiah Richards, sophomore. And, man, we put him back at running back. And when you got Dalton and Tommy and all those guys, Brock Driver coming to hit you, and we're making plays against them. I said, hey, man, you're making plays against our starting defense. We're going to start looking at you getting some varsity reps on offense because this is what you're doing. And that's what people just see sometimes and think the team is just what shows up on Friday night and who's making the tackles or who's making the touchdowns or who's making this. The team's all week, and it's the scout team. It's the guys who are doing every little thing, whether they're holding the scout book, getting the play up, setting the ball, doing something. That's what being part of the team means more than any. And people that play sports know that, but a lot of the times that gets overshadowed because they're not scoring a touchdown, they're not doing this, they're not doing that, and that's not what it's about.
We watch to see kids show up. Cole Sims his the way he showed up to make a difference. I thought Brock Driver did that this past Friday night. He was he was a man somebody needed to block.
Yes, he is, and Brock is. We all see that. You see this big kid that he's 6'2", 215 pounds. He looks like he's carved out of stone. And you think, well, he ought to be able to dominate right now, and he ought to be playing this and playing that. But this is really this is the 4th game he's ever started. 4th varsity game he's ever played in his life. And he's pretty good right now. And he's got we talk about a high ceiling. He's got an even higher ceiling what he can do. And we push him to that, but also you have to have realistic expectations for him that he's a sophomore. He's going to mess up some. And, we don't want him to. We want him to be perfect, and that's Sage Dawson. Fourth time he's ever played quarterback at Bowl as a junior, really in a big-time games and doing this. I want him to be perfect. I don't want him to miss a throw. I don't want him to miss a read. That's unrealistic. But he's making plays when you need it. Same thing with Brock. When we need it, we're fixing things in the game when we're able to get over there underneath of it and say, hey, look at this, and he's fixing it, which is very rare. A lot of times, you usually got to wait till Sunday and do this. And we're very blessed that our quarterback club and all the things that we're able to watch the video as soon as it happens, the play happens. But seeing kids being able to adjust during a game and you're able to talk football with them, they can fix it right then, it's awesome.
Going to be back and talk about Bowling Green in 3 minutes on the Hometown Radio Network.
When it comes to taking your medication, are you really following your doctor's directions? Your friends at the Medicine Shop Pharmacy at 900 Houstonville Road understand the difficulty of following a medication program, especially if you are taking multiple medications, maintaining a busy schedule, experiencing side effects, or feeling better. But your Medicine Shop pharmacist also understands the importance of taking your medication properly, regardless if you are maintaining an ongoing treatment program or if you're just taking a one-time prescription. It is vital that you take your medication as prescribed so that you receive the fullest benefits. The Medicine Shop offers free weekly medication packaging. We customize your medication therapy and deliver your weekly package, all with no additional charge to you. Let us simplify your therapy and maximize your treatment plan. Visit the Medicine Shop Pharmacy at 900 Houstonville Road or call 238-0002 for more information about the importance of medication compliance. It's just another healthy reminder from the pharmacy that's all about your health.
We're so excited. Nice weather's here, and we're going to wet our plants. Buddy Beaver here. Mulch to Go now has Rock to Go. Yes, we've been busy little beavers and expanded to add landscape, rock, sand, topsoil, compost, and more. We have a wide selection to choose from in both bulk and bags. Stop by Mulch to Go for your landscape needs from pine nuggets, pine straw, cedar, cypress, and playground chips too.
Mulch to Go opens at 9 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 325-5858. They're located in Harrodsburg on the corner of 127 and Beaumont Avenue across from the Old Spirit Chevrolet dealership.
Hey, Eddie Montgomery, I'm thinking about starting a new music career, kind of like John Daly. This is my course, na-na-na-na-na, where I was born. I love to play. I shot 2 under yesterday out at Old Bridge.
Mike, hold it. Please stick to golf proing and let me do the singing, okay, brother?
But I'm just so excited about everything we're doing to make Old Bridge better. It's a lot of fun out there, and I want to invite all my friends to come out.
Oh, please, somebody. No. Somebody get me to Old Bridge, because I need a drink. Please.
Hi, Cliff Ed Irvin again. The youth are indeed our future. We are proud to support our young people in sports, school, church, and other activities. Irvin Group Realtors and Auctioneers, we understand the importance of a home buying or selling decision. We greatly appreciate and support those who make this community our home as well. No one sells it better. Irvin Group, supporting the Golden Lions and your community for over 50 years.
The Urban Group Realtors and Auctioneers. No one sells it better.
Real hope for a better life addiction-free starts at Real Hope Behavioral Health in Danville.
I know that I got to a point where I grasped at straws and I wanted any type of relief I could find. There's no harm that's going to come from reaching out for help. And there is hope. There's definitely hope here. I see it every day.
Confidential outpatient treatment. We are a MAP prescriber. Medicaid and Medicare accepted. Free child care and transportation available. Start your recovery now. Call Real Hope Behavioral Health in Danville at 236-9598.
Would you like to receive a free gift? Refer a friend or family member to Farmers National Bank and receive your free gift. It's simple. Visit the bank's website at fnbky.com. And when your friend opens a Farmers National Bank checking account, you receive a free gift. Stop by a Farmers National Bank office in Danville, Bergen, Harrodsburg, Junction City, Lancaster, Liberty, Middleburg, Perryville, and Stanford. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And now back to the Rebel Roundup on Z105 WRNZ FM.
And we are at Old Bridge Grill and Restaurant. Call ahead for carryout here, 859-236-1237. Old Bridge has salads, wraps, and more. Quesadillas. If you want chicken breast or steak, they got it. Grilled chicken wrap, chicken, bacon, ranch wrap, hot dogs, grilled cheese. You can get shrimp and fish baskets, and they got 12-inch pizzas, cheese, pepperoni, or sausage. Again, call ahead for carryout, 859-236-1237, or you can eat in, or out on the deck, on the patio. It's a lovely, lovely evening and a good time to do it here at Old Bridge. Back now with Justin Haddix, the head coach of the Boyle County Rebels. I think it goes without saying that when a state power year in and year out gets beat 30-0, that they're hoping they've got a chance to avenge that. You beat the Purples last year 30-0. You think that's written down someplace there in Bowling Green?
I'm sure that's something you want to get a chance. That's what we talked about. We saw some people say, game of the week, and you're going across the state to kind of play somebody else and have a tendency, they're not in your backyard. But Bowling Green's a perennial power, and that's what we talked about our team. They were a really good football team last year. They're a really good team this year. I feel like their quarterback's back and really got improved a ton since then. And, anytime you got a good quarterback, athletic, and good on line of scrimmage, their O-line, most of them's back. So they're going to have a quality football team, and it's going to be a battle, tomorrow night.
They play a pretty tough schedule, too.
Yes, they do. And, they played Hopkinsville, beat them pretty good last week. Played North Hardin to open the season. I think that was a 2-touchdown game maybe. I'm trying to think who else they played. They played McCracken County, who's a 6A school over there.
I think PRP.
And PRP, who's another 6A school, who's got a a couple, got one receiver going to Kentucky and another one that's really good. Have been really tearing it up on offense and go against Bowling Green. I think they scored 14 points maybe. So they're really good on defense. They're very well coached, and it's going to be a battle for us.
That's and you've not broadcasters can look ahead. I don't think you're allowed to, but Bowling Green beat North Hardin, next week's opponent, 23-14. I mean, for a season opening game, that's pretty tough. And if you don't think North Hardin is a quality program, take a look at some of the guys that are playing D1 college football.
Playing on Saturdays in Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's something they've had a lot of players go up and do that, and their coach does a good job. So they're definitely a quality opponent. Bowling Green's we were talking off the air about how many state championships they'd won since probably 2005 when they really got it rolling, and they're a damn good football team.
The quarterback's a sophomore. Got a nice name, Deuce Bailey. I don't think he had as good a game last week as he had in the first three, but he's completed about 60% of his passes for 753 yards and 8 touchdowns, and he's only been picked once. What do you see out of Bowling Green's passing game?
They're a Tony Franklin. They like to do the Tony Franklin system kind of style, and it's not necessarily so deep down the field, but it's taking what they give you, throwing it to grass. They talk about all the time, and a lot of mesh and moving concepts, and their quarterback's got a good feel for it. He doesn't force a whole lot of things. He pulls it down and runs and gets what he can get, gets out of bounds, doesn't take no shots, and he's a very good athlete. If he was playing as a freshman, he was starting corner until he started playing quarterback, and then they just put him full-time quarterback. So he is to play corner, you got to be a good athlete.
He's got a nice receiver. His favorite target's been a guy by the name of Easton Barlow, who's caught 12 passes, 271 yards.
Yeah, if you look at I'm sitting here looking at their receiving right now, and they've got one guy with 15 catches, one guy with 11, and their leading guys with 12, but he's got 271 yards and 5 touchdowns. So they do, there's 3 guys they're spreading the ball around. Their rushing game, too, if you look there, 20 carries, 23 carries, 18 carries, and 36 carries. So they definitely got some players that they move the ball around to, and that makes it hard to defend. And if you look at our stats are similar, that we spread the ball around where it's not necessarily stop this guy and you win, because if you key on Tavy, then Avery and all these Keenan and Jakey and all these other guys are going to make you pay.
What do you expect to see out of them defensively?
They're in a 4-man front, and like to play a 4-2, a 6-man box is what they like to play. They'll try to play 2 high safeties. A lot of things what they've shown, if we've got 2 backs in the backfield, a quarterback and 2 backs, they will roll down to make it an 8-man box, try to play a 4-4, cover 3, and do some different things with it. But they're very sound on defense. They come downhill. Their linebackers are really good, and D-line does a great job too.
They've got a really nice kicker in Colin Freitas, or Fratis. I'm not sure of the pronunciation. I'll find out when I get there. But he's 18 of 19 on PATs and 3 of 3 in field goals.
Yeah, he's a really nice kicker. He kicks the ball in the end zone quite a bit. I know his dad. I'd worked with when I was at another school and we were traveling and going that way. We'd stopped. He runs a little Cornerstone Bakery right there close from the thing, and he hooked us up. That's where we stopped and ate. So I know his dad from that. He said, "Oh, my son's a kicker now." We kind of keep in touch. But, his son's a really good kicker, putting the ball in the end zone and really good on field goals, and probably 45, 50 yard. They're going to kick.
Colin Cole Andrews, excuse me, I think it's improved greatly from game 1.
He has. Just talk about the operation time of feeling comfortable with the snapper, the holder, when to go, when to do this, and then it's a lot easier to kick there when nobody's rushing at you and doing that, and you got to focus on, hey, I've got to make contact with the ball, and we're going to let it go from there. Coach Brian Dean, who's our girls soccer coach, they're playing tonight too, but I took him on this year. He asked him to help us with our kickers, so on Friday nights he's been there, and we're blessed to have him. To be able to, he had a game tonight. He's with our kickers today, putting in practice, working 45 minutes with them. So we're very blessed to have that also in our program.
What do you have to do to win?
But we got to take care of the ball. You can't, and you got to limit the big play. We got to make them drive the ball. You know, they can't. We can't let them big play us, and you know, you can't give up any special teams touchdowns, and then you can't turn it over and give them a short field. And I think that's kind of, and you're going on the road. I tell them all the time, you got to be 2 touchdowns better on the road. You got to go and you got to be ready, prepared, and play our game of what we do.
Good luck to you tomorrow.
Hey, thank you. I want to give a little shout-out to our bingo. We need to get some people out to our Titletown bingo on Tuesday nights from 5:30 to 9. We got big payouts up there. I said some of my booster club talked about it. Said make sure you say that on the radio tonight. So they take care of us and afford us a lot of. We use that money. That helps feed our kids. Traveling. We're going to go on charter buses to Bowling Green. So that bingo really helps us get through there, and love to see a bear out there. Got a huge payout of $1,000 starting.
All right. It's going to do it for us. Thank you for being here. This has been the Rebel Roundup, and Justin Haddix has been our guest. This is Steve Bertram saying thanks for listening. God bless America. Good night, everybody, on the Hometown Radio Network.
This has been the Rebel Roundup at Old Bridge Grill at Old Bridge Golf Course. Join us every Thursday evening at 6 during football season for the Rebel Roundup on Z105, WRNZ FM, and HometownLive.net. The voice of Boyle County Rebels football action all season long. Good night, Rebel fans.
The hits and the cats are on Z105, WRNZ, Lancaster, Danville.